extra on a Wednesday, and they're finally finished cutting the grass, so it's nice and quiet now. Now this is just a little added extra to the Bond themed day we've had. We've just done soundtracks part 2, but this is an album that is a great album that I picked up, and it is called Shaken and Stirred, and it is by David Arnold and the James Bond Project. Now David Arnold of course has done 5 James Bond films. He's also done other films like Stargate, Independence Day and Godzilla, but he is probably my second favourite James Bond composer. He's really got the spirit of John Barry. And even John Barry himself said of this album, the composer of many themes, of course, he says he was very complimentary about Arnold's interpretation of his work, and he was very faithful to the melodic and harmonic content, but he's added a whole rhythm and freshness and some interesting casting in the terms of artists chosen for the songs. I think it's a terrific album, and I'm very flattered. That's from the great late John Barry. So yeah, it's a really good album. I brought it when it came out, and then he got, after this, he did get to do his 5 Bond films. So first track on here is the main theme from Diamonds Are Forever. Now this is sung by David Arnold, who is an historian as well as a vocalist. I think he does a really good job. Now, considering this was sung by the great Shirley Bassey, I think David does a great version of it, and David has kept it to its sort of theme. He hasn't changed this at all, and it's a really good version. Second up is Nobody Does It Better. Now this is sung by Aimee Mann, who is an American singer. It's a little bit different to the original from Carly Simon, but it is good. I like this. It's a pretty good version. Nothing wrong with it at all. Okay, then we get Space March, done by Leftfield. Now everyone knows Leftfield. They're an electronic duo, quite successful, and this is a really interesting piece. This is from You Only Live Twice, of course. I think they do a terrific version, and it encapsulates John Barry with a modern twist, and I think it is a fantastic piece of music. Then we have All Time High by Pulp. Rita Coolidge did this originally, and in all honesty, it's probably one of the worst songs on the album. I do not like this at all, unfortunately. I'm never a great fan of the original, but this is not a very good version. Up next, Moonraker. This is sung by Shana Nelson. Now, she was known for most of her work with a Massive Attack in the early 90s, and I think she does a really good version of this song. Again, captures Shirley's mood, and so did David Arnold with the arrangement. Fantastic. Okay then, now we get the total blip on the album, the James Bond theme, done by L.J. Bukem. He's a drum and bass musician and producer and DJ. I've heard some really interesting versions of the James Bond theme over the years, but nothing like this. This is too dancey. It's absolutely shocking. Worst track on the album. It's terrible. I wouldn't give it the time of day. Okay, coming up next, Live and Let Die, sung by Chrissie Hynde. And it's not the first time that Chrissie Hynde sung a Bondy thing, has it? She sang a couple of songs for the Living Daylights. Was it Where Is All the Love Gone? That's the bit with remember from the milkman on his headphones. and that's also That Was Where They've All Gone. Cracking version of this. Certainly better than the Guns N' Roses version, but not as good, of course, as Wings. But it's still a very, very good version of it. Then we get Thunderball, the main theme. This is sung by Martin Fry of ABC. Again, a very good version. A wonderful arrangement by David Arnold. Probably not as good as Tom's, but a damn good effort. It really is listenable. I quite like that. Then we get with From Russia With Love. Now this is sung by Natacha Atlas. Now she's an Egyptian Belgian singer known for her fusion of Arabic and Western music. It's not a bad version, but it's not Matt Monro. And then we get to my favourite track on this album. It's by the Propellerheads, and it's the main theme to On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I actually brought this on single when it came out because I think it is brilliant. What I love about this as well, halfway through you get the little bit of the space capsule from You Only Live Twice. Absolutely killer. Definitely my favourite track on this album. Love playing this. They really took that great theme, and with the help of David Arnold, they produced an absolute gem here. Then we have All the Time in the World. Unusual singer Iggy Pop. Like the arrangement, David Arnold is flawless, but Iggy Pop singing it, no. There's only one man that can sing this, and that's the late great Louis Armstrong. Period. And then the last track on here, well, on my version anyway, I don't think that every version's got this, but I've got this version, and it's You Only Live Twice, sung by Iceland's Björk. I think this is a very good version. I mean, Björk is she's not underrated, but I think she was a very talented young person. She made some great music, and she made some pretty naff stuff as well. And she's still singing today, but this is a great version of it. David Arnold's arrangement is fabulous, and Björk's vocals are absolutely brilliant on this. I really like this version. Okay, I really like this album. You know, David Arnold has definitely the spirit of John Barry and James Bond. A couple of tracks on here are a bit war, but on the whole, it's a good album, and to have a thumbs up from John himself must have been something else. I do like playing this album, in all honesty, and so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay then, that's all today. It's been a funny old day, lots of interruptions, but I'll be back tomorrow, and we've got a battle of the bands for you, and we've got two great bands. We've got UFO featuring a Michael Schenker. Not on this one though, because he appears on the album they're up against. Scorpions, the band he was with his brother before he went to UFO. So we got their debut albums, and tomorrow is a trip down memory lane where we're going to look at the UK Top 10 singles for the 15th of June 1986, and then of course tomorrow is the live stream as well, 8 PM British Summer Time, 12 noon Pacific, 8 and 3 PM Eastern. Have a great day everyone. It's going to be a warm one here in the UK. Bye for now.